Hello and welcome back to Mechabellum. I am Hazefest, and this is a recording of a game that I played last night at 1399 MMR up against Action Jackson's 1. And I start as a quick supply specialist, getting the extra 200 money, starting with 400 resources on round 1. And I get the Tarantula Void Eye pack. I go double crawler here. And then I think to myself, I don't like this start. Opponent is going Fire Badger Specialist and starts with Sledgehammer and Arclight and goes into Fangs as well. So as I'm placing my units, I don't really like how the units are shaping up. So I decide to undo. You can see me placing the units here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, how I want them placed. And I'm just not liking any of this, so I undo everything. I decide to go quad Tarantula to start with. So I grab a Tarantula, Void Eye, Tarantula, Void Eye, Tarantula, Void Eye, Tarantula. And round 1 starts. And I wasn't sure if this was going to be something that I could win round 1, but I do have the extra 200 supply, so I thought it was pretty likely that I'd win here. I was unaware that I would win this hard. We crushed. We absolutely crushed round 1. We should, because we're quick supply. Round 2, laser sights comes down. I skip. My opponent gets the laser sight. I skip because I want the 400 money so that I can get 2 sets of Mustangs. And I put them behind my towers on the left side because I wanted air defense, because I figured he would go for some sort of air cheese play here on round 2. Opponent decides to put the laser sights where? I'm guessing he'll put it on something like this Sabertooth. Opponent decides to undo the Sabertooth play. I thought that was a good play. We're up against Tarantulas. He should have gone Sabertooth. He decided to back out of the Sabertooth because he wanted 2 Sabertooth, but because he went with the laser sight, he couldn't get 2 Sabertooth. So instead, he gets some Stormcallers on the left side. And he gets another Arclight as well on the left side. Okay. So, how does round 2 go with Stormcaller support for our enemy? These Void Eyes do tremendous damage. Two of our Tarantula go down. Left side's crumbling. We're going onto the tower now on the right side. Boom, tower goes down. Stormcallers are wrecking my units. Oof, we lose another Tarantula. It's looking pretty close here. But we do take the win with just a couple of units left over. A Tarantula and 3 of the Mustang. Unit drops on round 3 here. I decided to go for the triple blue crawler. That seems pretty good considering I was lacking chaff. I decided to immediately go into that. Opponent's taking his time. He decides to go for the Raiden space aircraft. And that's a bit of a problem for me. The only upshoot I have are the Mustang. And level 1 Mustang versus level 1 Raiden is not too stellar. But I do have my crawlers now. I put 2 packs of crawlers on the outside flanks behind my 2 outboard tarantulas. And I decided to go for crawlers on the back line here. And then I'm thinking, maybe I don't do a backline play. I decided to put my crawlers back here on the right side in case he tries to flank my Mustangs. I also go for spider mines, and I grab additional Void Eyes on the outside board behind my tarantulas, giving a little bit more DPS support. So the spider mines, I've realized, are pretty good on aggro because they help overwhelm the opponent by giving them more things to shoot at, more chaff. And if it happens to get in, it does a lot of damage. Opponent goes for these fire badgers with the laser sights on the back line. I'm not sure why he put them on the back, but okay. Stormcallers actually hit level 2 last round. Spider mines going in, taking the first volley of stuff. Alright. 1 tarantula goes down. 2 tarantula go down. 3 down. Boom. All 4 of my tarantulas are down. Now it's only my DPS units to try to take on his tanky forces here. I don't see myself winning this round. In fact, there goes the last of my DPS on the left. And on the right side, we get blasted by this Raiden. Raiden did the most damage on his board there. We get Incendiary Bomb, Mobilized Battleship, and 2 Improve cards here. I decided to go for the Incendiary Bomb, and so does my opponent. Now, I'm thinking, do I shield here? I don't think I shield here. I think I just eat the damage and sacrifice this round to make better plays next round. That's what's going through my head. I have 700 money left. I put down a missile interceptor on the front line to help deal with these storm colors. We do get a level on one of the Void Eyes. I range my Mustangs to help deal with this Raiden. I also pick up another Mustang and another crawler pack. And I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I noticed that my opponent is pretty weak on this side here. So I decided to put some crawlers over there to try to take this tower. But my opponent does put some fire badgers, so that's not going to work for me. I decided to put fire down on the stormcallers to try to free up this left side and pressure this side because it's not the side with the raid. And let's see here. My opponent puts the fire down right in the center on top of all of my units. So I'm pretty much going to lose this round here, and I'm going to try to springboard into the next round. Opponent fire badgers go straight instead of going for the flank. But he does have 2 sledgehammers over here to help deal with my flank. That doesn't really work. The Mustangs stay behind the fire and do get some damage. They also level this round. We do take the tower on the left side because we distracted the back line with our crawlers. And what looks like a round in which I'm absolutely going to lose heavily, I don't lose that badly. The units on the ground are losing to the fire, and we get to keep our missile interceptor another round because all the units died. So it wasn't as much damage as I was expecting there. Unit drops on round 5. I decided to go for the Phoenix here, because the Phoenix don't get hit by Stormcallers, and they're a great answer to Raiden. So I get the triple Phoenix. My opponent's just the same. I decide to range my Phoenix immediately. I also level up the outboard Tarantulas to level 2. And my entire Void Eye army leveled. I try to give them range here, but I think it's too expensive. I start to level my units. I get choosy about leveling the units because I don't have the money to level them all. So I start leveling the ones that have the highest damage in the previous rounds. And then I grab a lone with range. And then I undo everything. I didn't like the way it was panning out. And I decide to level up my Mustangs on both sides because they're my highest DPS. I level my third DPS, so my first, second, and third highest DPS are leveled. My Tarantulas are leveled. I level the 2 Void Eyes on the left, and then I give them all range. So it worked out better for us. I loan, I believe. Yes, I loan to get range, and then I grab additional crawlers to get my 2 deployments out. And I put the deployments wherever I can fit them. That would cause a little bit of chaos and havoc. All right, round 5. He overcommits to the left side flank and puts Fire Badgers and Phoenix over there. All right, on the front line, we have our Phoenix taking out the ground forces. I decided not to range the Phoenix this round. The Phoenix for us is absolutely crushing his sledgehammer line. Our Mustang DPS did finally take down the Raiden. And we get the tower on the right, and we clean up the last of the units, striking our opponent down to 2100 HP. Items come out. I immediately grab the improved firepower control system. And then I also see my opponent instantly grab the orbital bombardment. And this is a good play for him. I decided to put the improved firepower control system on the left side Mustang, which is very important here because both of these Mustangs are getting hit by the orbital bombardment. And I don't know that until the round starts. My opponent wastes money and puts down shields. I decided to go for more deployments for chaff. And throw the chaff on the left side here to help pressure this left side. I go for speed and range. And I loan. Is there anything else that happened? I ranged my Phoenix this round. Opponent decides to grab... what did he get? I'm guessing he got additional... Oh, he put armor on the sledgehammers. Yeah, he just put armor on the sledgehammers. And it looks like he puts a missile down. I put a missile down on the left. He puts a missile down on the right. Alright. What happens this round? The shields go down immediately for my opponent. Missile interceptors trying to keep up with these units in the back. My DPS and chaff clear are doing their best on the right here. Left side, we are doing a lot of damage. Missile interceptor is still taking on this Stormcaller. We get the left side tower. Can we win here? They're going after my tower and they're going to get it. Oof. Unfortunately, I think that's it for the round for me. I don't think I can fight through this debuff with just a few units. We do kill a couple more units before... Oh, they got my missile interceptor. Oh, and the Raiden lives with just a little bit of HP. Can't even see it on the bar. I go down to 2110. My opponent's at 2128, so we're pretty much even in health pool. Round 7. I go for a nuke, and my opponent also goes for a nuke. I decided to put the nuke on the right side, since that's where his Raiden are and his air units are. He puts it on the left side, where my pressure is going to be. I level up the Mustang with the item on it to level 3. Both players are kind of thinking about what to do here. Opponent is mass recruiting. I decided to put down shields because I think he's going to nuke me on the right side. Just where, you know, double nuke here is what I'm expecting. I loan. I take speed and range. Opponent is taking range but not speed. He is also getting 1 defense and 1 attack enhancements. I'm also matching that 1 and 1. And let's see what happens here. I put down a couple missiles. Alright, and we're off to the races. Here comes the nuke. My units are kind of in the middle of the nuke here. Boom, nuke goes down. I kill my own tarantula. I take out the Raiden and a lot of his ground forces, and I'm able to push through because I have all of my Mustangs still available inside the shield to come through and push the tower. Middle, we have some air units and some Void Eyes taking on the Stormcallers. We get another tower to debuff for the opponent. And it looks like we were able to push through with our speed and dodge some of these missiles coming in from the Stormcaller. And we take that round, as messy as it was. Opponent goes down to 1,300 HP. Alright, more unit drops come down in round 8. I'm looking at these unit drops and I'm thinking the only thing that speaks to me is Overlords. So I'm going to go Overlord here. And I'm going to give him range. My opponent is looking at the units and I'm not sure what he's going to do. He goes for Vulcan and he sells it. So he sold his Vulcan. My Overlords are placed on the outside edges of the map to help take on these Fire Badgers and these Sledgehammer lines. Opponent decides to put fire down right on top of my units in the front. I try to put fire down on his Stormcaller line in the back. He does put down a shield to cover some of it. I grab Hounds and I grab the fire extinguisher because I know that he's going to try to drop fire on me this round because I can see it on the UI. And I grab fire extinguishers and I put them up front to kind of open the way for some of these high-level Mustangs to get in and do their damage. I take speed and mobility. I also mass recruit and grab another Hound. And I put this one on the left side just in case he puts the fire on the left to try to give my Mustangs the best chance to get into the fight. Alright, opponent does put down a lot of bubbles. And boom, we're off to the races. Fire extinguisher coming in handy, just clearing all that flame for my units to get through. Left side, the units on the left do burn. These Overlord are really smashing frontline units. Opponent took additional 2 Raiden here, and that's a bit of a problem for us. We do end up taking the tower on the left, and now our Overlord is tracking up against these air units. We take down one of the Raiden immediately. The backline Mustangs are taking out the smaller aircraft, and we just absolutely crush. And I believe that will be the game. Indeed. And there you have it. Incredible. Again, I was 1399 MMR in this battle, and my opponent was, I think, 1370, 1350, somewhere around there. And it was a good match. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. And we're getting close to silver 2. I appreciate those who are watching. And if we look at the current MMR, I'm at 1421. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.